The Big Bihar Meltdown is our top focus story, and in a major political development, Chief Minister Jitan Manjhi has been expelled from the Janata Dal United. The party has cracked the whip after Jitan Manjhi refused to step down as the Chief Minister to facilitate the reinstatement of former Chief Minister and his one-time mentor Nitish Kumar. Manjhi called for a trust vote on the floor of the House. He's gone to the Raj Bhavan. He's accompanied by his sons and close aide Narendra Singh, Nitish Mishra and rebel JDU legislator Ravindra Rai. Former RJD leader Sadhu Yadav and Bihar Minister Vinay Bihari are also with Jitan Manjhi. Now Manjhi, it is reported, got up to shake hands with Speaker Uday Narayan Chaudhary but turned the other way and he moved ahead. Manjhi was seen sitting alone at the venue. Clear signs of an air of discomfort in Bihar. Headlines today's Rohit Singh has sent us this report from Patna. Let's take a look.
There's a massive tussle for power going on right now in Bihar politics, and 1:30 was the time when Nitish Kumar was given to stake claim to form his government. He has sought time from the governor, and now we are seeing that Nitish Kumar along with Lalu Prasad and Sharad Yadav have entered the Raj Bhavan where Kesri Nath Tripathi is there, and Nitish Kumar is taking claim to form the next government in Bihar. And Nitish, as he had promised, that he will get all the 130 MLAs who are supporting him, both from the with support from the RJD and the Congress, they are now outside the Raj Bhavan. Nitish Kumar has maintained that he was ready, that if need be, he can ask all the MLAs to parade inside the Raj Bhavan. So we are seeing that all the MLAs along with the supporters have assembled outside the Raj Bhavan, though they are not being allowed to move inside because of security reasons. The security has stopped them from, but they are all standing outside, and inside Nitish Kumar, Lalu and Sharad Yadav are staking claim to form the next government in the state. With camera person Deepak Kumar, this is Rohit Singh in Patna for Headlines Today.
So what are the options for the governor Kesri Nath Tripathi? Let's take a look at the situation on ground zero and the governor's options. He can give Jitan Manjhi time till the 20th of February to prove his majority on the floor of the House. The second option is he asks Nitish Kumar, and Nitish Kumar is already parading 130 MLAs to prove his majority on the floor of the House. Option 3, which is less likely, is impose president's rule in the state, and option 4 is accept Chief Minister Jitan Manjhi's recommendation, that is to dissolve the state, but this does not have the approval of the state cabinet. Only 7 approved this, were supporting the Chief Minister. 22 ministers opposed this. Now the Jitan Manjhi Nitish Kumar stalemate reached a pitch after the Bihar Chief Minister recommended to the governor that 2 ministers loyal to Nitish Kumar be dismissed. The JDU took note of this and constituted a 6-member team to attempt a reconciliation between Jitan Manjhi and the Nitish Kumar factions. The party also blamed the BJP for scripting the political crisis in Bihar that will go to polls later this year. Last week, as the stalemate played out, Jitan Manjhi met Nitish Kumar at his residence. At a cabinet meeting that he later called, 2 pro-Nitish Kumar ministers were missing. It is at this cabinet meet that Jitan Manjhi recommended the dissolution of the state assembly. The governor accepted the chief minister's proposal to dismiss 2 Nitish Kumar loyalist ministers, prompting the JDU to hand over letters of support of the RJD, the Congress, the CPI and the Independent to Raj Bhavan. Simultaneously, JDU's national president Sharad Yadav called a JDU legislature party meet. Now this is the meet that Jitan Manjhi said was illegal, unethical and unauthorized. This meeting unanimously elected Nitish Kumar as the legislature party leader, paving the way for his return as chief minister. But Jitan Manjhi has refused to step down. The speaker also accepted Nitish as the leader of JDU on the floor of the House, prompting Manjhi to call him power hungry and anti-Mahadalit. I want to bring in headlines today is Rohit Singh for more on this. Rohit, we were reading Vashisht Narayan Singh's letter where he's dismissed Jitan Ram Manjhi as a member of the JDU. So what is the road ahead where the battle lines are very clearly drawn? The war is on between both the factions.
Well, Gaurav, the battle lines are drawn and the battle is being fought tooth and nail in Bihar, just outside the Raj Bhavan, if I can say in that manner. Nitish Kumar, Lalu and Sharad Yadav right now are inside the Raj Bhavan. They are meeting Governor Kesinath Tripathi, and Nitish Kumar is formally taking claim to form the next government in the state. As he says that he has majority, with his side he has the support of 130 MLAs. And just outside the Raj Bhavan, there is a massive crowd, if I can say 130 MLAs have assembled here along with their supporters, and they are ready that if need be, and if the governor asks for a parading, they are ready for a parade also, which Nitish Kumar has said that he was also ready for a parade. So they are standing outside, massive security deployment. And 3 o'clock is when Manjhi will also be meeting the governor, and he will also be telling him that he has numbers on his side. He has the majority to prove he has numbers to prove his majority. And 3 p.m. he is meeting, and after that he will be asking the governor to give him a chance to prove his majority on the floor of the house. Now these are speculations, but one is of the view that since Manjhi is still incumbent CM, he might be given a chance by the governor to prove his majority on the floor of the house. When is that happening is a bone of contention, because Nitish Kumar says that within 48 hours Manjhi should show his majority on the floor of the house. But Manjhi is insisting that he will prove his majority only on 20th of February.
Okay, but while Nitish Kumar, he has shown that he has numbers, 130 MLAs support him, JDU, RJD, Congress and CPI. Where will Jitan Ram Manjhi get the numbers from to reach the halfway mark? Even if the BJP and the rebel JDU members support him, MLAs support him, where does he get the numbers?
Well, Gaurav, right now, according to the assembly, the magic figure is 117, which needs to be reached to form the next government. If you subtract 87 BJP MLAs, then Manjhi needs at least 30 MLAs with him so that he can get support from the BJP and from the next government. And where do you get these 30 from? At this point of time, Manjhi at the most has the support of 12 to 15 MLAs. But now he is banking on the MLAs from other parties like RJD. Today, a legislature party meeting of the RJD was also held. And there is what news we are getting is that from sources, there are 10 to 12 RJD MLAs who could indulge into cross voting when floor test happens, or they might also abstain. And there is also a small group in JDU who at this point of time are not very open and coming out in support of Manjhi. But when the floor test happens, they can also indulge into cross voting. So this is the group on which Manjhi is banking to cobble up the number of 30 to 35. And if he does that, and then he will approach BJP. And if BJP is absolutely sure that yes, Manjhi at this point of time has 35 MLAs, then only they can think of their future course of action.
Very interesting. So it's not an open and shut case as KC Tyagi is making it out to be, because KC Tyagi is very categorically saying that while the BJP may be orchestrating this, the rebels do not have the numbers. Nitish Kumar has 130. What you are now telling me is that Jitan Ram Manjhi could well cobble the numbers till the time elections are held in the state. How many of the RJD are actually likely to support this? Should a whip be issued by the RJD?
Well, Gaurav, as far as we know at this point of time, according to sources, there are 10 to 12 MLAs in RJD who are supporting Manjhi. But at this point of time, they are not coming out in the open. So that is the number. And another 10 to 12, we are being told, is that they are also from the JDU camp. They are also willing to support Manjhi, but all of them are still have still not come out in the open with their support. So now this is what Manjhi yesterday said, that anyone who comes out and support me, I will give him ministerial berth, I will make him Minister of State, I will make 2 deputy chief ministers. So this is he's been luring MLAs with all these, if I can say, freebies. So any of these MLAs who wish to join and support Manjhi, they can be made ministers. So this is how Manjhi is luring all these MLAs.
Keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more.